What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be replacing the starter. So this is a spare I have. I pulled from the junkyard. I tested it AutoZone. It's good. So it's OEM. So we're going to be putting this guy in here because I got the slow crank, no start issue. Cleaned up the battery, cleaned up the cables. Everything seems good. The battery's not low. So it's a common issue. This car has 200,000 miles now. So here we go. So the first thing we have to do is we need to take off these tabs here, and then we need to remove this because we need to get access to the radiator support underneath here. So we'll take those off. This is tucked in here, so we have to kind of pull it out and then pull it forward. All right, and just like that, we took that thing off and we have access to this bad boy. So this thing, we have to remove quite a few fasteners. We need to remove this one here, this guy, these two. I don't know if I want to mess with this because it may mess with the alignment of the hood. So maybe if we mark it, I think I'll just mark it and then we can take that off. That'll be fine because I don't want to break this thing. But I guess it doesn't matter. The point is we got to just move this and flop it over to the side, because the starter is like, we can't even see it. It's like so deep in there. We can't even get to it. It's way up in there. I think that's the wire to it, one of the cables to it. So we need to get way up in there, and the only way to do that is to at least hope to get to that is to take this guy off. One thing I forgot to mention up front was to remove your negative battery terminal, because we are going to be dealing with an electrical system here and we want to be safe. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this most difficult one first, which is this bolt right here. It's in an awkward place by the battery, but I don't want to move the whole battery. So I use my ratcheting wrench, the box, and to take it off. And then I also have my HID relay attached to it right there. So I was able to take that out first. So, if that's what I would recommend doing, so you don't take the whole battery out. But I did loosen it a little bit to kind of move it around. But that's probably going to be the hardest one. Everything else you can access to the front, so it should go a lot smoother. All right, we're going to get started taking all these off. I believe they're all 10 millimeter, so it makes it easy. If you have a ratchet, electric ratchet or something, it should come off pretty quick. Alright, so we got all of those obvious fasteners off, and this thing was still kind of stuck on there. So I wanted to point out that behind the bumper attachment, there's this guy, which is attaching, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it's another radiator support, or... oh no, that's the AC condenser. So that's attaching the AC condenser to the car. So we got to take that out. There's one on either side. And we'll take that out, and and hopefully that's it. Okay, so we got this thing loose to get rid of, or I'm sorry, not to get rid of, to allow you full range of motion with it. You have to remove these connectors. There's one here and one here for the fan, and then this harness right here is attached on here. I don't want to break that connection because I want to put all this back together. So we're just gonna get this thing and flop it over here or something, and pay special attention if you keep your bumper on, you don't scratch up your grill or anything like that. So I'm gonna move it over right now. In my case, I had this harness here, which is for my HIDs. It was zip tied to this thing, which I forgot I did way back when. So I had to cut that so I can reconnect it. Sorry, I went out of focus. But anyway, the matter at hand is now we have a better vantage point, but we do still have to take some stuff off. I'll show you guys here in a minute once I get this out of the way a little better. Another thing I like to do is, as you can see, there's quite a bit of hardware that came off of just this thing right here. So we don't get lost, I'm going to put everything in that little plastic bag. I like doing that. That way, if I have to leave, if something unexpected happens, I have everything all together in one spot. All right, so we got it moved over. Everything's in the plastic bag. Now we can get a better view of what we're after, and there it is. There's the starter. We have this thing in the way. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have to. It might be. It's a bolt here, so there's some sort of bracket. We'll take this off, and then here's the thing that's everybody's worried about. Is this thing, the knock sensor? Yeah, we may have to take. Yeah, because that harness is integrated onto here. So if we start pulling this out, it's gonna interfere with that. So everybody's worried about that thing because it's so close to the starter. So I think what's first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this thing. I'm gonna use my pliers to take this thing out. I'm gonna try and very gently and not break the knock sensor, remove that connector. We will not be able to do much with these connectors probably until we're done, until we have access. So I have to take this bracket off and possibly disconnect this connector. Okay guys, so a couple things. Let me see if we can see in here. Hang on. Alright, so I got the connector to the knock sensor off without breaking it. It was down below, but I was able to use my hand and really pinch it, so I have to be very careful because you have, see, this is the other stuff. We got to take that one off, which we probably could do now, but the one with the lug is going to be pretty difficult. Maybe we could, maybe we couldn't. So I'm going to try to take it off because I need as much clearance. I took this off first, so that way I had a little more wiggle room. So I'm going to try and take that off. And then another thing I wanted to show you guys is connector. So it's kind of different. I've never really seen one of these, but you stick your screwdriver in here underneath this tab and pry up, and then as you can see, I already did it, but you do that and then it separates that way, and that's how this thing works. So I'm gonna try and get this guy off. Oh, I see. We're gonna try and get we're gonna try and get this guy off. I think that's where it's connected to this bracket right here, and then we're gonna take this bracket off so we have enough room to pull the starter out. All right, so more info on this thing. So it's connected to this tab here. So typical Honda style, you just push on this way, that way with your screwdriver, it lifts up, and then you just push this guy out and it separates. So we're gonna do that so we have a little more room, we don't break anything. And I'm gonna take off this bracket. It's got this bolt right here, this nut right here on that. Okay, so this bracket from the intake manifold, I didn't notice this, but it attaches down here at the block over here, so you got to take that one off. They're both 12s. They came out pretty easy, to be honest. That one, you just put a long socket and you push down on this thing, on a long, like a longer socket, and push down here, and you can get to it on the radiator. It's not a big deal. So once we get that out, we'll be able to pull the starter out. Okay, we got the bracket out. There it is, and now we have a straight shot. Let me move that. Let me move that over here so we don't mess anything up. So now we have a more direct shot to the starter. Looks a lot nicer. We can probably take out this guy. I think this just is a push pin. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Boom. Took that out already. Too easy. And then there's a bolt here that holds it, and there's another like super long special one back here. Okay, I think I can feel it. It's a weird one. So I believe those are 14s. I will check. This, yeah, there it is. Actually, you can see the head of it. Let me see if I can get it down in there. It's this one right here. All right, it's that one. So I'm gonna try and take this off so I can flop these wires over and we have access to that, because I don't want to hit this thing at all. I'm going to be very careful not to break that, because it's a very expensive sensor. Okay, I want to show you guys what I did to get this back bolt off. So I raised up the harness to get it over this. I slipped the longer socket on, and then I had to put the ratchet on there afterwards, and then with taking special care not to hit the knock sensor, and then I was able to go very slowly like this. And this is one of those like fine tooth ratchets that gives you like 3 degrees, and even then it's like a pain. So I tackled this one first. It's a harder bolt to take off, and I got it. So there's no way that I can see to take off this right here. I tried. There's no room. There's just like no room to put anything up here. So that's gonna have to come off when we're gonna have to pull it out this way and take that off. So I'm gonna do that one. That's a 14, and it looks, oops, it looks like, I believe this one is this one here is a 17, I think, but we'll confirm when we take it off right now. Okay, so I rocked this thing towards me, and I was able to expose the lug and hit it with the ratchet. That's a 12, so that comes out. Now I just gotta push this thing out of the way, maneuver it past this wire harness, and it's out of the car. All right, it's out. This is the old one. This is the, I won't say, new, but the good used one. It's pretty dirty. A lot of clutch material I noticed on it. Like a lot of clutch material. I mean, this thing's been in here for 200,000 miles, so. This one looks a lot cleaner. So, looks exactly the same, pretty much. This one is, I don't know, part number slightly different. This one came off of a TSX, so a K20Z3. So ostensibly it might be, I mean, it looks the same. It should be the same, should work the same. So we'll try, we'll put it in there. It's worth it. It looks like it'll fit. So we're gonna install it. The reverse of removal. So I was looking at the connector here. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in or focus. I was looking at the main power connector, and it looks nice and shiny now, more or less, because I hit it with the wire brush. It looked kind of corroded. It had like some white buildup. So not sure if that was a contributing factor, but it only took like 30 seconds for me to hit it with the wire brush, and now it looks super clean and good, ready to go. So we're gonna put this on the lug now that it's here. We have room. I'm gonna put this on there and tighten it up, and then connect everything up front, and then slap it in there, and then put everything back. Before I put everything back together, I am going to start the car, but I'm going to hook up all the electrical connectors. So I'm going to hook up everything, and then of course bolt everything down. But I want to make sure that this thing is going to work. I want to put another dud or a dud in there, and I have to redo this. So we'll do that and then test it. All right, we're back in business. Everything's hooked up. All on the starter, everything's tightened down. Got the knock sensor tightened up, or plugged in as well. So I'm just gonna hook up this harness, and then the fan harness, and that other one, I don't know what it was for, but I'm gonna hook these up and just lay this thing on top, and then crank the car over. Of course, hook the battery back up, crank the car over, and make sure it cranks over fine, and then I'll do the final button up of everything, put the bracket, put that bracket back on, and whatnot. All right, we've got everything hooked up, batteries hooked up, all the electrical connectors are hooked up. I, of course, connected that last. So let's see what it does. Wow, my car hasn't started that smoothly in a very long time. That was like instant. It had been like just slow and sad for the longest time. Let's try that again. I like the sound of that. Wow. Awesome. All right, so good to go. I'm just gonna button up the rest of everything else, and then we'll put a fork in it.